Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Brad Meyer from Stephen F. Austin State University. Today we're talking about the 2023 TMEA 4-mallet audition etude. So this tip is about being musical, or musicality, or expressiveness, whatever you'd like to call it. So obviously, if we're working on a solo and it's marked at like a mezzo forte, and then we think about forte here and mezzo forte here, if we're at mezzo forte, we want to be musical around this area, but we don't want to go up and way down and way up in dynamic, hitting, fortissimos and pianos. That would be overly romanticized or overly musical, which the phrase overly musical is probably not as appropriate as overly romanticized, because we don't think of being too musical as a bad thing, but you can use dynamics that kind of cloud or inhibit the idea of what that dynamic of that specific section is. So if we think about the beginning as mezzo forte, you can hear me play this initial phrase, and I'm going to give it a little shape, but I'm never going to be at a forte, and I'm also never going to be at a mezzo piano. And that should sound something like this with that little bit of musical shaping. So hopefully what you heard is just me giving a little bit of shaping around that mezzo forte until I get to that crescendo in bar 6. And then I really need to crescendo and get up to that listed forte dynamic. Another great place to be musical is in measure 29, where it says puimoso with feeling. Now puimoso means a little faster, a little more motion, and then obviously with feeling. This is a section where you can choose to play it in time, and that'd be great. Obviously with the errata listed in the TMEA website, where the second time through we give the dynamics listed as well as the retardando. But what you could also do is add a little bit of musical shaping, musical time and expressiveness to it. Obviously we don't want to overdo it, but it could sound a little bit something like this. I'll play it the first time in time so you can hear it, and then the second time I'll play it, it'll be a more kind of slightly push and pulled version that's a little bit more musical without losing total sense of time. So here is Just in Time, the way that it's written. So that was in time, the way it's written, but here's a nice way to kind of give a little bit more motion by playing it a little bit slower to faster, slower the first time and a little bit faster the second time with a little bit of push and pull. And that would sound something like this. As you can hear in that second version, there's a little push and pull to the time, a little bit of quickening of the tempo in the second time as well. And so that's a little bit more expressive. And I think that's a nice way to, or at least just one way you can be expressive in that section. And obviously, if you find a different way, do your own thing, but just make sure you're not overdoing it, and always confirm with your band director or lesson teachers that what you're doing is kind of within the limits of what should be done for the All-State Solo contest. But if you're just playing it as a solo for a concert or performance, you can do whatever you want because no one's going to be judging you at that time. So I hope that tip helps. Have a great day, and best of luck on your upcoming audition or performance.